Hi guys, good evening. So let's continue today's session. So before we continue today's session, let me tell you, we started with the concept of goodwill in the last class, and we also understood what is the meaning of goodwill, and we also did the one method, that is a simple average profit method. Using that, we calculated the goodwill. So let me give you a brief recap of what is the meaning of goodwill. We understood that. So in last 5 years, if I'm doing business, right, so in this 5 years I would have developed a very good reputation I would have developed. So in future, if somebody else is coming and asking my business, if somebody else is coming and asking me the business, so I'll be giving this entire business or some portion of this business to that person. So if this person is taking from here, so let's say on 1/4/2020 onwards, if this business is going to some other third party, from here onwards, that new person, the person who is buying my business, will enjoy the profit. So this profit is out of the hard work done by us. This reputation, because of this reputation, that person is able to earn so much profit. Because of the reputation which we created in the last 5 years, that person is able to earn so much profit in future. So we tell them, see boss, we have no problem to sell our business to you. We don't have any problem in sharing our share to you. But one condition is that because of our hard work, the hard work what we have done in the past, you are using that hard work and earning the profit in future, which is not acceptable. Which is not acceptable. So the person is asking, so what do you want from me? So we are telling that we feel that because of our reputation, you will earn the profit in future for next 3 years. So for this 3 years future profit, this 3 years is nothing but future profit. That is 1/4/20, 1, 2, and 3 years. 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year. For these 3 years, you are earning the profit using our reputation. After that, in fourth year, fifth year, whatever you are earning, it is your hard work. So from fourth year onwards, you take the profit. But we feel that in first 3 years, the profit what you are earning is because of our reputation and hard work. So you have to pay that money to us. So that profit of 3 years, which that person is going to pay to us, is called as goodwill. So what is goodwill? Goodwill is nothing but it is the future profit. It is the future profit which we have sacrificed in favor of that person. That future profit is paying to us is called as goodwill. Goodwill is nothing but a profit or a benefit which we are getting in future because of sacrificing the profit in favor of somebody else. So this profit is called as goodwill. How do we calculate this profit? Because this is a future profit and future is uncertain. So how are we calculating the future profit? Sir, we are calculating the future profit using the past profit. I'll be taking the past profits. Using this profits, I'll calculate the future profit. And using this future profit, I'll calculate the goodwill. This is the concept of goodwill. That's what we learned. Are you able to recollect, guys? Anybody who's finding this totally Greek and Latin?
No, sir.
Are you able to relate what we discussed? This is what we discussed in the last class, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so what are the various methods of calculating goodwill? Methods of calculating goodwill. What is the first method?
Average profit method.
Average profit method. Average profit method, only one method is there or any further subdivisions are there?
Simple average profit method.
Okay. Simple average profit method. Second?
Weighted average profit.
Average profit method. So if question is telling that calculate goodwill using average profit method, but they have not mentioned whether to follow simple or weighted, what will you do? Follow simple. So if you want to follow weighted, question should specifically say you that please calculate goodwill using weighted average profit method. Only then I'll apply this method, or else it is always simple. Am I clear with this point? Second method is, or let's say if this is first method, this is second method, the third method is simple average profit method. Correct? Simple, sorry, super profit method. Super profit method. Third method is super profit method. This is one method. Another method is annuity method. Am I correct? Annuity method. It is coming under this annuity method. Okay. 3, 4. Then comes your next category. What is the next category? Capitalization method. Capitalization method. Under capitalization method, we have again two models. One is capitalization of super profit. Next is capitalization of average profit. Okay, not okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So, yes,
but
boss.
in the book they have given capitalization of super profit method under super profit method. Sir.
Correct, but you can see that it doesn't matter where it belongs. To be very honest, capitalization of super profit comes under capitalization method. So this is the right classification. I understand that under super profit method they give annuity and they've given capitalization of super profit. But actually, technically, that is wrong. Because what is the name of the method? Capitalization. So in this particular concept, we are going to capitalize super profit. So it cannot come under super profit method, technically. But it doesn't matter because at your exam level, they'll not ask us, which method is coming under which method. They'll specify the method. Using that method, you have to apply the formula and calculate it. So it doesn't matter. Only for your understanding, I'm giving this. But technically speaking, this is the right classification. Am I right? So, okay. So what does simple average profit says? If you are using simple average profit method, what is the formula for goodwill? What is formula for goodwill? Very simple.
Average profit into number of purchase
Correct.
years.
So for me to calculate goodwill, I need profit. So I'll take average profit because in last 5 years, the profits are different. So I'm taking average profit. Guys, goodwill is nothing but future profit. I'm calculating future profit using past profit. I'm taking the average of the past profit. So average profit, that is past profit or average multiply with number of years of purchase. Can somebody please tell me what is the meaning of number of years of purchase? What is the meaning of number of years of purchase?
The number of years for which the other company enjoys the profit because of their reputation.
Yes, because of our hard work and our reputation. Exactly. This is the right wordings. Perfect. Very good. Brilliant. Okay. So number of years of purchase will be given in question. Average profit is not given in question. So what they'll give, they'll tell that 2017 profit is 10,000 rupees. 2018 profit is 12,000 rupees. 2019 profit is 9,000 rupees. 2020 profit is again 6,000 rupees. So you'll take average of this. So how much number of years you are adding, that many number of years you have to divide. So average profit is nothing but total profit. That is total profit of the past divided by number of years. Number of years means what? Not number of years of purchase. Number of years means how much years you took on the top, on the numerator, that many numbers you have to add in the denominator. That is called average. Easy or difficult? Easy? People are by-hearting formula. You don't have to by-heart formula because what is goodwill? So goodwill is the future profit. How are we calculating future profit? Using the past profit. So what am I doing with the past profit? Sir, I'm taking average of past profit. Which average? Simple average, sir. Keep on asking question to yourself. You will get the answer by yourself, even if you're getting confused. Am I right? So till where we completed the questions, I think we completed till 3 or 2. 2, right? Okay. Now let's do illustration 3. It says that a partnership firm has decided to value its goodwill for the purpose of settling a retiring partner. The profit of the firm for the last 4 years is given. So basically now this goodwill is, in this question, what is happening is a partnership firm is not giving the entire business. Guys, remember one thing. So whatever the example I gave in the last class, in this example, what happened was I was selling the complete business to somebody. So the same concept of goodwill is applicable when I am enjoying the business. So let's say here it's a partnership firm. So we started a business by name Tasty Bites restaurants, and they were partner A and B here. A and B were sharing profit equally 1:1. So if there was a profit of 1 lakh rupees, 50,000 was taken by A and 50,000 was taken by B. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
In future, what is happening? C is also coming as a new partner. So let's take an example of, let's say my profit is 3 lakh rupees. If the profit was 3 lakh rupees, 1.5 lakh rupees was taken by A and 1.5 lakh rupees was taken by B in the past. 1.5 lakh and 1.5 lakh. Do you agree with me? If 3 lakh
Yes,
rupees
sir.
was my profit, A was taking 1.5 lakh rupees and B was taking 1.5. In future, in order to expand the business, they took C as a new partner. When C is coming as a new partner, let's suppose same 3 lakh is, for example, just assume that same 3 lakh profit is coming. Now tell me what will be the share? Share is again equal.
That one.
Share is again equal. When share is equal, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. So can I say because of a new partner being added, can I say A and B are sacrificing their future profit to the extent of 50,000 rupees? So A sacrificed 50,000, B sacrificed 50,000. That's why that money is going to C. So this 50,000 A and B are sacrificing to C. So C today is coming and enjoying right from day one when he's coming, he's enjoying 1 lakh rupees. How this 1 lakh rupees C is earning? Because of the hard work done by A and B in the ratio of 1:1. The hard work ratio was 1:1. Now C today is coming newly and enjoying that money. Is it fair? Is it fair? Is it fair or not
Yes.
fair? Not fair. So what we are doing, we're telling C to pay goodwill to A and B. Because C is the person who's enjoying the share. He's gaining the share. A and B are sacrificing the share. So the gaining partner, the C is a gaining partner. Gaining partner will pay money to the sacrificing partner. Here also, can I say, when in my previous example, when this entire business was given to the other person, he was the sacrificing business, and this was the gaining business. So gaining business used to pay goodwill to sacrificing business. Am I correct? In our previous example, when I said that the entire business is given to the other person, Tasty Bite is been taken by Annapurna. So Annapurna used to give goodwill to Tasty Bites. So can I say Annapurna is gaining my business and Tasty Bite is sacrificing the business? In previous class, that's what we learned, no? Tasty Bite business, entire business is taken over by Annapurna. So Annapurna was gaining the business and Tasty Bites was sacrificing the business. So Annapurna was supposed to pay goodwill to sacrificing business, that is Tasty Bite. Similarly, in partnership also, if any partner is gaining any share, so gaining partner will pay goodwill to sacrificing partner. Same concept also will apply in partnership. Am I clear or not clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, excellent. So now what is happening is a partnership firm has decided to value its goodwill for the purpose of settling a retiring partner, which means a partner is going out of the business. See, what is the case here? Now this is a case where there are three partners here, A, B and C. In future, A and B are only going to continue business because C is retiring. C is retiring, he's become aged person, he's going out of the business. So the profit 3 lakh rupees was there, was enjoyed by A, B and C, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, easily, 1:1 ratio. In past, A, B, C were three partners. If the 3 lakh rupees was the profit, 1 lakh was enjoyed by A, B 1 lakh and C 1 lakh. Now after C is retiring, if same 3 lakh profit is earned, can I say A will enjoy 1.5 lakh rupees, B will enjoy 1.5 lakh rupees? Yes or no? So can I say C here is the sacrificing partner. C is sacrificing the profit. He is the sacrificing partner. A and B, both of them are gaining partners. What is A and B gaining? A and B are gaining 50,000 excess. Earlier they're having only 1 lakh. Now they are earning 1.5. How? What is the difference? Because C sacrificed 1 lakh, then 50,000 went to A and 50,000 has gone to B. Since C has sacrificed 1 lakh now, that sacrifice is taken up by A and B. So can I say A and B are gaining partners? So gaining partner will have to pay goodwill to the sacrificing partner, that is C. That is the concept of goodwill. The concept is very simple. You need to identify who's gaining and who's sacrificing. Gaining will pay to the sacrifice. Gaining person will pay to the sacrificing person. Are we clear? So this is a question of retirement. So when will goodwill be valued? If you remember, what are all the situations when the goodwill will be valued? We studied. Following are the circumstances which requires valuation of goodwill. When there is change in profit sharing ratio among the existing partner. When a new partner is admitted, that is C. C is admitted as a new partner. When the existing partners retires from the firm. In our example, C was retiring. So when a new partner is admitted into C, C was the gaining partner. So C was paying to A and B. In this example, when existing partner C is retiring, in that case, A and B were paying C. Because A and B were gaining partner, C was sacrificing partner. When C was admitted as a new partner, C was the gaining partner. A, B were sacrificing partner. So gaining partner will pay to sacrificing partner. Gaining partner will pay to sacrificing partner. This is the concept of goodwill. So whenever all this condition happens, you have to value goodwill and give it. The gaining partner has to give it to the sacrificing partner. Am I clear or not clear? Am I clear? Very simple concept. The gaining person has to pay to the sacrificing person. Logically, does it not make sense? I'll discuss about this concept, why the gaining partner has to pay to sacrificing partner in detail when I come to the chapter of admission and retirement. In detail, we'll discuss about this. Okay. It says that the profit of the firm in last 4 years were for 2015, 40,000, in 2016, 50,000, in 2017, 48,000, in 2018, 46,000. These are the past profit. What is goodwill? Goodwill is the future profit. We are calculating the future profit using the past profit. Are we clear with this part so far in the question?
Yes, sir.
The business was looked after by a partner. No remuneration was paid by him. No remuneration was paid to him. So there's a partner who was looking after the business in the past for so many years. Other partners, maybe there were 3 partners, A, B, and C. Maybe C is retiring. In past, A was a partner who was taking care of business. B just gave capital and C just gave capital. Both of them, they gave capital and then they were enjoying their life. A was a person who was looking after the business in past. But for that effort, A was never paid. And A never demanded also. The business was looked after by a partner. Let's say A partner is looking after this. No remuneration was paid. In past, no remuneration was paid. So when remuneration was not paid, please tell me this 40,000 rupees. This is nothing but the profit. Let's suppose the profit, let's say in 2015, my sale was 1 lakh rupees. And my other expenses were 60,000 rupees. Hence, my profit is 40,000 rupees. Do you agree? In 2015, how did profit came? Sale minus expense. In that year, in 2015, A was taking care of the business, but for his effort, no expenses were paid. No expenses, no remuneration was paid. So, can I say that remuneration, whatever the amount is there, it is not included in these expenses? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Now, what are they telling? The fair remuneration of the partner valued at comes to 6,000 per annum. This is an indication that in future, now we are going to pay this money to A. You might say, sir, where it is mentioned. The indication of this line is that the fair remuneration of the partner is valued comes to 6,000 per annum. So they're telling that in future, we are going to pay him 6,000 rupees. Now tell me one thing. For calculation of goodwill, what am I doing? I'm taking the average profit. Total profit divided by number of years. So 46,000. So which means in last 4 years, on an average, I was earning 46,000 per year. Do you agree with me? I was earning in past, or business was earning 46,000 per year. How? 46,000 into 4 you do, you'll get 184. So on an average you were earning, and we expect this 46,000 to earn in future. So 46,000 is going to be my future profit. My future profit is 46,000. But do you think this 46,000 future profit is correct? Because in future we are going to give him additional 6,000 rupees as expenses. So can I say 46,000 is future profit? I agree. But in future, today itself we decided, today when we are valuing the goodwill, today we agreed that my future expense is going to be another 6,000 rupees. So technically, what is my future profit? 46,000 or 40,000 rupees?
40.
Today when I'm doing the valuation, today we agreed that the fair remuneration of the partner, that is additional expenses. Today when we are valuing the goodwill, we very well know that this is going to be my future expenses. The 6,000 was never forming a part of the future past profit. The 6,000 was never recorded in expense in the past. When I calculated the profit of 2015, or whether I calculated the profit of 2016 or 17 or 18, this expense was never paid to A, hence it was never considered. So in the past 4 years, the profit was never impacted by the expenses. So my profit is 46,000 on an average. But we know today that future the profit is not going to be 46. Today very clearly it is evident. Today very clearly it is evident that in future I'm not going to earn 46. I'm going to earn only 40,000. So my future profit is going to be 40,000. So if future profit is 40,000, how can I give the goodwill on entire 46? Normally what we do, 46,000 we multiply with number of years of purchase. So 3 years of purchase is given. So 46,000 into 3 you will do. You will do 46,000 into 3, sir. The goodwill, this is the goodwill. But my argument with you is, when my future profit is not 46,000, how can I give 46,000 into 3? I clearly know today my future additional expense is going to be 6,000 rupees. So I should minus that expenses and my real future profit. After the adjustment, I have to calculate, and on that only I'll be paying. Any doubts in this, please? Any doubts in this, please?
Sir, this 1,20,000 is the amount which we will be giving to partner C, sir.
1,20,000 is the goodwill that will be given to the retiring partner, because the retiring partner is the sacrificing partner, the person who is going out of the business. See, in our case, who is the retiring partner? C is going out. So C is the retiring partner. He is the retiring partner, or you can say sacrificing partner. So when he goes out, A and B are called continuing partner because they're continuing the business. So they are also called as gaining partner. So gaining partner will have to pay to the sacrificing partner, because after C goes out, whatever C used to earn, that is going to A and B. So C will tell that I worked so hard in the past, so after I am going, you are enjoying my money. How is it fair? C will cry or not cry. So this 1,20,000, A and B both put together will pay to C.
Okay, sir.
Any doubts in this, please? So before I proceed forward, now I'll come back and teach you this method. Adjustment, adjusted profit. Adjusted profit. Now what happens is, while computing the average profit, in addition to rectification of errors, the following adjustments are to be made. So what is happening? I've got average profit. Average profit, I've got, let's suppose, some value. Now this average profit, normally what we do, with this we multiply with the number of years of purchase and we tell goodwill is so and so. But this average profit, you have to check if there is any adjustment that we have to do. What adjustment, sir? What adjustment? Past expenses not required in future, which means in the past years, so let's say in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, what is the profit given in the question? Can you please tell me? It was in illustration 3. Please tell me what is the profit. 2015 is 40,000, right? And 16 is 50,000. Then
48,000.
48,000.
46,000.
Okay. Now what happened is, here let's talk about 2015. 2015, how did I get 40,000? Sir, my revenue was 1 lakh rupees and my expenses were 40,000 rupees. So when I subtracted these, so 60,000 was my revenue, my expenses. Let's say I'll break the expenses further for your convenience. Let's suppose that less expenses, salary is going to be 40,000 rupees and rent is going to be 20,000 rupees. So can I say the total expense both put together is 60,000 rupees? So what is my profit? My profit is 40,000 rupees. Do you agree with me? My profit is 40,000 rupees. Do you agree with me? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Now what is happening is, what am I trying to do? I'm using the past profits. These are the past profits. I'm using the past profits to calculate the future profit. So my future profit is completely dependent on the past profit. Now what I'm deciding today when I'm valuing the goodwill, today is 2019. Today, 2019, when I'm going to value the goodwill, what I understood is, in future, I'm not going to pay any rent because we have got our own building. So in future, we are not going to pay any expenses. So far in 2015, 16, 17, 18, you are paying rent. You are paying rent. From 2019 onwards, we've bought our own building. So I'm not going to pay any rent in future. Now please tell me, for calculation of goodwill, you'll take 40,000 as average profit. Is this right? I will say it is not right, because in future, the profit is not going to be 40. In future, the profit is going to be 40,000 plus 20,000. Why plus 20,000? This 20,000 is rent. this rent is no longer expense of the future. If this 20,000 is no longer the expense of the future, can I say my profit is going to be 60,000 rupees? How? 1 lakh minus salary 40,000 rupees. My profit is going to be 60,000. So can I say in the past, if there is any expenses which has been subtracted, and today when I'm valuing the goodwill, if I understand that this expense is not going to be incurred in future, I need to add back the expense and increase the profit. Is this right or wrong? Because in future, after C is retiring, A and B will enjoy profit. What profit A and B will enjoy? A and B will enjoy 40,000 profit or 60,000 profit? Please tell me. A and B are the continuing partners. C is retiring. So in from 2019 onwards, when A and B are enjoying the profit, which profit are they going to enjoy? Are they going to enjoy 40,000 profit, or are they going to enjoy 60,000 profit?
60,000.
60,000. Just imagine if C was not retiring. What was the profit that A, B, C would have enjoyed? Can I say if C was not retiring, A, B, C, all the three people would have been enjoying 60,000 as profit. So C would have also enjoyed 60,000 profit. No, because C is retiring, C is unable to enjoy the 60,000 profit. So I am telling you that when you're taking average profit, when you're doing average profit, you should not do average profit of 40,000. You have to do average profit of 60,000 rupees. So what did we do? We are adding. So whatever the past expenses, whatever the expenses that were incurred in the past, it is when it is not required in the future, or when it is not happening in the future, I will add with the profit. Okay, not okay. And these expenses which are happening in the past, which are not happening in the future, we normally say these are abnormal expenses or abnormal items, which is not related to business. This is partly true, not 100% true. We say it is abnormal, not related. So if you find out any abnormal expenses which is incurred in the past, there could be a possibility, one more possibility, there could be a case where this 20,000 is not rent. Let's say this 20,000 is a loss by fire. There's a loss because of that fire. There's a loss of 20,000 rupees, and you all very well know that loss is debited to profit and loss account. Do you agree with me? So in 2015, my revenue was 1 lakh rupees. My normal business expense, my regular business expense salary was 40,000, but this loss by fire, do you consider this as normal or abnormal? Do you expect loss by fire to normally happen every year in the business?
No, sir.
Whenever you are starting any business, will you expect? No. So loss is an abnormal item. It is an abnormal item. So abnormal item, because of this abnormal item, my profit has become 40. If this abnormal item would not have been there, my revenue is 1 lakh, my business regular expense is 40. So my profit would have been 60. So in future, please tell me, in future 2019, when I calculate the future profit using 2015's profit, what is my real profit? In 2019, again, will the fire happen? No. So in future also, in 2019, the revenue can be 1 lakh and my expense can be 40. So ultimately 60,000 can be my profit. You don't expect the abnormal things to happen in future. You do not expect abnormal things to happen in future. So I'll add back on this profit. In this profit, I'll add back the loss by fire, which is an abnormal activity. I'll add the loss so that my profit is 60,000. So we assume that if the 60,000 is supposed to be the profit, then in the 60,000, how much should go to C? That will be given to C. Okay, not okay?
Okay, sir.
So past expenses, which is not happening in future, has to be added. Next, past revenue, which is not likely to be earned in future. So what happened in 2000? So I'll do one thing. I'll erase this off completely. What happened in 2016? So 2016, the revenue was 90,000 rupees. Okay. Revenue, that is, revenue means from regular business. Revenue from regular business. Regular business. Doing a regular business, I was earning a revenue, or you can say sale or a turnover is 90,000 rupees. Less expenses. Less expenses was, let's suppose, 50,000 rupees. What is going to be my profit? What is my profit? My sale was 90, my expense is 50. What is my profit?
40,000.
40,000 rupees. Now what happened is, kadasi naal 31st March aniki vande, what you did is, there was a furniture in your business. There was an asset in your business. That asset you sold for a profit. You sold that asset for profit. Asset sold. Asset sold for profit of 10,000 rupees. What will you do with this profit? Will I not take it to trading and P&L account? This is trading and profit and loss account. Whatever I'm doing in front of you is trading and profit and loss account. Will I take this 10,000 rupees to my trading and profit and loss account? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can I say add, along with the income, I will add abnormal income. That is nothing but profit on sale of asset is 10,000 rupees. Now please tell me, what is my profit going to be?
50,000.
It is not going to be 40, it is going to be 50,000 rupees. Do you all agree with me? That is how I got this 50,000 rupees. Now tell me one thing. You are expecting the past profit to be your future profit. So in 2019, you're expecting that your profit is going to be 50,000 rupees. My question to all of you. Do you think that every year you will sell asset and make profit of 10,000 rupees? Is it a normal activity? It is a regular activity?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So in future, if at all from the business, if you expect profit, what profit will you expect? Will you expect 40,000 or 50,000? In future, my regular business, by doing regular business, my income, my revenue is 90 and my expense is 50. So like that, if you see my regular business profit, that is proper business profit is only 40,000 rupees. So will you expect 40,000 to be a future profit, or will you expect 50,000 to be a future profit? Will you expect 10,000 sales to happen every year? No. So what you are supposed to do, from 50,000 rupees, you will minus 10,000 rupees, because this is an abnormal activity which you will not expect to happen in future. So you have to remove the income. If I remove the income from the profit, if I remove that abnormal income, my profit will reduce 40,000 rupees. So can I say this is my correct income? Can I say this is my real business income? So should you not compensate C on real business income? Yes or no? Should you not calculate profit on the real business? Because goodwill is future profit. Future profit you're calculating for the core business activity, not for the non-core business activity. So this 90,000 is a core business activity. This 10,000 is what? It's non-core business activity. Non-core means what? It is not, we have not doing business. We have not started business so that we sell the assets and gain profit. Is my motive, the motive of starting my academy, is it, I will one fine day, I will sell all my furniture and earn the profit. Is that the motive of the academy, or the motive of the academy is the teaching income? What is the motive of the academy? The motive of the academy to earn revenue by teaching. So this 10,000 is a abnormal activity. All the abnormal activity has to be subtracted from the profits. So subtract past revenue. In past, if you're earning any revenue which is not likely to be earned in future, if you feel that it is not likely to be earned, will you expect this 10,000 again to be earned in future? Can you be very sure and certain? Can you be certain that you'll earn the same 10,000 rupees in future also? Can you surely tell me today? We are in 2018. Can you surely tell today that tomorrow you'll earn 100%, 10,000 rupees from the sale of some assets? Can you 100% tell? Are you sure? No. So it is abnormal activity. So we have to remove that income. So past revenue, which is not likely to be earned in the future, has to be subtracted. Clear? Not clear? Very important, guys. If you're not understanding this, you will go wrong in the calculations. Because in your exam, they'll be giving you the profits where you have to make the adjustments. If you're not clear with the adjustment, the purpose behind the addition and subtraction of the adjustments, you will go and do it wrong. Are you convinced with the first 2 points?
Yes, sir.
Next, let's come to the year 2017. Let me erase this off. Better I would again redo it. 2015, what is the profit? 40,000. 2016, 50,000 rupees. 2017 is how much, guys? 48,000. And in 2018, it is 46,000. Okay. Now, first 2 years I explained. Using the first 2 years I've completed. Now I'm coming in 2017. In 2017, what is happening is my revenue. That is my core business activity. My revenue or my sale or my turnover. So how much? Let's suppose 1 lakh rupee. Okay. Less expense. Additional income expected in future. Additional income expected in future. Okay, very simple. So my expenses is 52,000 rupees. So what is my income? 48. My profit is 48. So what is happening is in 2019. In 2019, you're taking average of all these three. Average of all three is coming how much? In our question, we saw the average, right? What is average?
46,000.
Yeah, so 184 is 46,000 is average. So 2019, the future profit is 46,000, which is the average profit. This is the average profit. So how did we calculate this average profit? This is average future profit, I would say. This average future profit per year. Correct? This 46,000 is average future profit per year. How did I get this? Using the past profit I calculated. So in past, these were the profits I earned, 46,000 rupees. Today, when you are calculating goodwill, you were informed that in future, additional 4,000 rupees I am going to earn. Today when you're calculating goodwill, today when you're doing the computation of goodwill, you're informed that this additionally every year you're going to get 4,000 rupees more. So what is my profit going to be? 50,000 rupees. In case if A, B and C were the partners, if C was not retiring in 2019, the profit that would have been distributed between A, B and C, will it be 46,000 or 50,000 rupees? In case in 2019, if C was not retiring in 2019, so in 2009's profit, what would have been distributed between A, B and C? 46,000 or 50,000?
50,000.
50,000 would have been distributed. Pratiksha is saying 50,000. Anybody is telling 40,000? Sorry, 46,000? Is anybody going to tell 46,000? Priyanka, Riya, Vriddhi, Akshaya, Akshita, Johnson. 2019 வந்து ஒருவேளை சி ரிட்டையர் ஆகலனா 46,000 கண்டிப்பா earn பண்ணிருப்போம் பாஸ் ப்ராஃபிட். அது இல்லாம அடிஷனல் ப்ராஃபிட் 4,000. சோ மொத்த டோட்டல் ப்ராஃபிட் இஸ் 50,000. இந்த 50,000 தான் வந்து ஏபிசி 3 பேர் பிரிச்சு கொடுத்திருப்போமா? இப்போ சி வந்து ரிட்டையர் ஆயிட்டான். இப்போ சி ரிட்டையர் ஆயிட்டானா ஏபிக்கு மொத்தமா இந்த 50,000 டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் ஆகுமா? இஃப் சி இஸ் ரிட்டையரிங், so this 50,000 will be distributed between A and B. So what is the profit that C is sacrificing? Is C sacrificing 46,000 profit or is sacrificing the part of profit from 50,000? I repeat, if C is retiring in 2019, this 50,000 is going to A and B, 25,000 each. So C வந்து sacrifice பண்ற profit, அவனோட ஷேர் வந்து sacrifice பண்ண போறது 46,000 இருந்து ஒரு ஷேர் sacrifice பண்ண போறானா இல்ல 50,000 இருந்து ஒரு ஷேர் sacrifice பண்ண போறானா?
50,000.
50,000 is going to get sacrificed. So average profit la வந்து in case in question says that future la வந்து additional income is going to be 4,000 na இந்த average profit ஓட 4,000 add பண்ணிடுங்க. Average profit ஓட 4,000 add பண்ணிடுங்க. That's what they're telling. They're telling that any additional income which is expected to be earned in the future, add with the average profit. With the average profit, you have to add that income. Similarly, in future, if there is any additional expenses which are expecting to be paid, which was in our example, in future we are going to pay a remuneration of 6,000 to the partner. So average profit 46,000 and the 6,000 should be minus. See minus here. Any additional expenses which is expected to be paid in future. So my average profit is 46,000. Future expected expenses 6,000. So my adjusted profit, my correct profit is going to be 40,000. On this profit only I have to calculate goodwill. That's what we did. That's what we did. Correct. So from this average profit, we subtracted what? 6,000 rupees as the profit. This is the average profit. From this, I subtracted the future expenses, which is going to be paid to the partner. So this is going to be my real adjusted profit. The null adjustment mein romba important. Clear or not clear? Are we clear or not clear? Now, are you clear? Why did we not calculate 46,000 into 3? From this 46,000, we minus 6,000, and the 40,000 only we multiplied 3. With this 40,000 only we multiplied 3, and goodwill is 120. Goodwill is 120. Not this. Any confusions?
No, sir.
Comfortable? Can we take a break of 8 minutes? Can we come back and start with illustration 4 and 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So guys, what we'll do is illustration 4, I'll do in the next class because I need to explain one concept with regard to closing stock. So that'll take at least 15-20 minutes of time to explain. So before we proceed to illustration 4, we'll finish illustration 5 and come. So I'll wind up today's session with illustration 5. Okay. It says that the following particulars are available in respect of a business carried on by a partnership firm. The profits earned in 2016 were 30,000. In 17 it is 29,000. In 2018 it is 32,000. Okay. They're telling that in 2016 profit of 2016 includes a non-recurring income of 3,000. Profit of 2017 is reduced by 2,000 rupees due to stock destroyed by fire. Third, the stock is not insured, but it is decided to insure the stock in future. The insurance premium is estimated at 5,600 per annum. You are required to calculate the value of the goodwill on the basis of 2 years of purchase of average profit of last 3 years. So what is the formula for goodwill here? It is average profit. Average profit into number of years of purchase. Please tell me what is the number of years of purchase? 2 or 3? 2 or 3? What is the number of years of purchase? 2 or 3? Goodwill, value the goodwill on the basis of 2 years purchase. 2 years purchase of average profit of last 3 years. Take the average profit of last 3 years. That is 3 years. Number of purchase is not 3 years. So 3 years. What is average profit? We have to calculate. So what is average profit? Sir, 30,000 plus 29,000 plus 32,000 divided by 3. Before that, before doing average, check for the adjustments. Check for the adjustments. So in 2016, the profit is 30,000 rupees. Tell me something. In 2016, there is an amount which is included as non-recurring income. Non-recurring income. Non-recurring income, can I say it is abnormal income? Abnormal income and non-recurring income are same. Non-recurring income means we don't expect this profit to come every year. But in 2016, a miracle happened, and because of that, we earned a profit of 3,000 rupees. Example here is profit on sale of asset. Can I say profit on sale of asset is a non-recurring income? Do you expect every year to recur this income? Every year, do you expect you'll sell asset and make profit? For that, you have started the business? No. So there are certain income which will not recurring in future every year. So that is called non-recurring income. So, but this income was earned in 2016. So in this profit of 30,000 rupees, that 3,000 is included. So this 30,000 profit, I'm considering it for future profit. So my future profit is 30,000 or is it 27,000? If I minus this 3,000 non-recurring income, I am saying that my future profit is 27,000 and not 30,000 rupees. Because in future, I'm not going to earn this 3,000 rupees. There is no certainty to earn this 3,000 rupees because it is non-recurring in nature. So minus non-recurring income. So if I come to adjustment, past revenue, which is not likely to be earned in future. This is called non-recurring income. This is nothing but non-recurring income. Non-recurring income. You can note it down. It is non-recurring income. What we did, we subtracted from the profit. So that's what I'm doing here. Correct? We are subtracting here. So there also I'm subtracting. Any doubts in this? Logically, are you able to digest it? Logically, are you able to digest? I'm trying to calculate the future profit. My future profit, I'm telling it is only 27,000 and not 30,000, because in that 30,000, 3,000 was a non-recurring income, which is not expected to happen every year. So I'll minus this 3,000 so that the real profit from the business, the core business profit, the recurring income is only 27,000. So I've subtracted the non-recurring income from the profit of 2016. Any doubts in this, please? Any doubts in this, please?
No, sir.
Everybody? Riddhi, Priyanka, Ria, Johnson, Akshaya, Akshita, Amrita.
Clear, sir.
Madhu,
No,
clear
sir.
kana?
No doubt, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now coming to 2017 profit is 29,000 rupees. In 2017, what happened? They're telling that profit of 2017 is reduced by 2,000 due to stock destroyed by fire. So this is loss by fire. Since there is a loss that happened, that loss was 2,000 rupees, and I took to the profit and loss account. So please tell me, this 29,000 is a profit which is coming after minusing 2,000 rupees. So what is my real profit? I'm telling that my real profit from the business is 31,000. From 31,000, it so happened that suddenly that year there was an abnormal loss. It was an abnormal loss. That abnormal loss, because of that, I had that expenses. Because of this abnormal loss, my profit has reduced from 31,000 to 29,000. That's how I got this 29,000. Please tell me, just like 2017, if I do the business in future, just like 2017, if I do the business properly, will my profit be 29,000 or 31,000? This 2,000 loss is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. So if I do proper business in future, my profit is going to be 31,000 rupees. So what I'll do, with the profit, you will add the abnormal losses. With the profit, you will add the abnormal losses. You'll add the abnormal losses. See what happened? In this also we learned. If there is any past expenses or loss which is not going to happen in future, which is not required in future, there are certain past expense means along with expense you have to read the word loss also. Expense includes loss. In past there was loss which is not happening in future. So what should I do? I should add. That's why with 29,000 we added. I added with 29,000 what? 2,000 rupees is added because my core business profit, the profit from the real business is 31,000. It was so unfortunate that there was a loss, and because of the accounting rule says that you have to take loss to your profit and loss account. Because of the accounting standards and accounting rules, my profit is 29,000. Otherwise, my normal business profit is 31,000. The person who's paying you goodwill will pay goodwill on the business profit, not on the accounting profit. This 29,000 is the profit which is coming as a result of accounting rules and regulations. No person will pay profit or goodwill on the accounting. No person will pay goodwill on the profit which is coming based out of accounting rules. Nobody wants accounting rules. People say that, tell me the real business profit. I will pay you goodwill only on the basis of real business profit. So the real business profit is 31,000 rupees. Hence my future profit is also going to be 31,000 rupees. Any doubts in 2017, please?
No, sir.
2018. 2018, have they given any information about 2018? So it means in 2018 there is no abnormal activity. There is no abnormal activity. In 2018, no abnormal activity. Okay, so no adjustments. So 32,000 as it is, I'll take. So 2016 profit is 27,000. 2017 profit is 31,000. 2018 profit is 32,000. So now take average of these three. If you take average of these three, you'll get 30,000 rupees. Now, once you calculate the average profit, one more time check. One more time check. In future, are you going to get any additional profit? Or in future, are you going to get any additional expenses? Additional profit means add, additional expense means subtract. So which means that, sir, the first 2 points. The first 2 points is to be computed or checked in the respective years. In the respective years, the first two points, that is addition and subtraction. If these are the two event and transaction, this should be checked within the year. And these 2 points should be checked. These 2 points should be checked after computing the average profit. This should be checked after computing the average profit. So after computing the average profit, if there is any additional income which is expected in future, add that to the additional average profit. Add that to average profit. Or after computing the average profit, if you know there is some additional expenses which is expected to be paid in future, from the average profit, what you calculated minus the additional expenses. Are you clear with this point? Now, in this question, it is clearly given that stock was never insured so far. Stock is not insured so far. So when stock is not insured in 2016, 17, 18, whenever you calculated the expense, you never paid insurance. Insurance premium is expense for the business. Since you never took stock in 2016, 2017 and 2018, you never incurred expenses. Hence your profit would have been more. But it is decided to insure the stock in future. In future, I am going to pay 5,600 per annum. So this 30,000 is what? This 30,000 is the profit, future profit per year. This is nothing but future profit. 30,000 is future profit per year. My future profit is 30,000. But this is not going to be my future profit, because in future, I have decided today, at the time of calculation of goodwill, I have decided today that I'll do an additional expense in future. I'll pay insurance premium in future. This is my additional expenses. This is my additional expenses. This additional expense will be subtracted. So my average profit is 24,400. So calculate goodwill. Average profit into number of years of purchase. 24,400 into true, which is 48,800. Which is 48,800. Okay, not okay. Okay, not okay.
Okay, sir.
So what I'll do is, with this, I'll end today's session, because I have a concept to explain in illustration 4, which I'll take roughly about 20 minutes. And immediately after that, I want to do illustration 4. So next class, we'll come back and finish off illustration 4 and start the next method, which is weighted average profit method. Are you able to understand the logic, guys? To be very honest, all those people, those are not understanding, what should be added and what should be subtracted. People try to buy hard. Okay, if this comes, it is non-recurring income, so it means you have to minus. Okay, if this comes, minus. They'll buy hard. Okay, if this question comes, they'll buy hard the entire question. In this question, if a non-recurring income word is there, then I have to minus. Guys, don't buy hard. Stupid people will buy hard. The people who does not have brain will buy hard. We don't have to do that. Okay, you can understand. That's the reason I'm explaining the logic. Before adding and subtracting everything, apply that logic, so that if the question is coming and in a twisted way, you will be able to answer any question which is coming in any twisted way. So don't by heart. Please understand the logic behind why certain things are added, why certain things are subtracted. Are we clear with this point, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll come to end of this today's session. If you have any doubts, please ask me. So far, with whatever we discussed, if there is any doubt particularly, please ask me. If no doubt, then I'll wind up today's session here.